Good day, viewers. You are welcome back to my channel. Last time we talked about organic chemistry generally. Today we are going to narrow our discussion to a part of organic chemistry we call hydrocarbons. What are hydrocarbons? By definition, hydrocarbons are organic compounds that contain hydrogen and carbon only, just like the name applies, hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are organic compounds that contain hydrogen and carbon only. Hydrocarbons are divided into two groups. You have the aliphatic. You also have the aromatic hydrocarbon. You also have the aromatic hydrocarbons. Aliphatic hydrocarbons are those hydrocarbons that are either saturated or unsaturated. They can also be in form of a closed chain. So examples of such, or we further classify aliphatic hydrocarbon into cyclic and acyclic hydrocarbons. Cyclic hydrocarbons are hydrocarbons that are in closed chain or ring, in which case it's not an open structure. For example, the simplest member of that group, remember, before you can have something in closed chain, there must be a minimum of 3 carbon atoms joining themselves to form a chain or a ring, form of triangle. The first simple member, or the simplest member of the group, is cyclopropane. And these are the structures look like. You see, remember, carbon is tetravalent and must always have a valency of 4, meaning that it has to be able to bond to 4 other elements. So this is cyclopropane, which is a part of cyclic hydrocarbon. We also have other examples. We also have another one, cyclobutane. This structure can also be represented in this format. Cyclobutane has this kind of structure. We can also draw it in form of a rectangle or a square, where they must be joined together. So this is cyclobutane. Then we also have cyclopentane. Remember, carbon at every time must be bonded to 4 other atoms. This is cyclopentane. Then lastly, cyclohexane. So this is the last one based on most syllabuses. The reason why they are stopping here, because as you go forward more than this, you go downward, you become more and more complex. So that's why most syllabuses recommend that we stop here. So these are the breakdown of cyclic hydrocarbons. Like we said, we have the cyclopropane, cyclobutane, cyclopentane, and cyclohexane. Now, they all have a general molecular formula, CnH2n. This formula is similar to the alkenes, which we are going to discuss later. For now, we can leave this. Then you have the next one, a cyclic hydrocarbon. A cyclic hydrocarbon are hydrocarbons that are either saturated or unsaturated. When you say they are saturated, it means they contain single bonds in all their carbon skeleton. They contain single bond in all their molecule. There is no even one double bond in it. Example of this, or we can also classify this as saturated and unsaturated. So a cyclic hydrocarbon are classified into saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Example of a saturated hydrocarbon is alkane, while unsaturated can either be alkene and or alkyne. Yes, these are the breakdown of this. When we say saturated, like we said before, it contains single bonds in between two carbon atoms. For example, you have two carbon atoms like this. See, they are single bonds. This one can be taken as 18 like this, or longer than this, but there must be single bond throughout. While alkene can have double bond, but it must be one. While alkyne can have triple bond. See, remember, we always have 4 bonds attached to carbon atom. If you count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. When we draw the proper structure, you will get it better. Now, there are certain things that are peculiar to this by me looking at it. First of all, we said they are saturated hydrocarbon. As saturated hydrocarbon, they always conform to a general molecular formula CnH2n plus 2. While alkene conform to a general molecular formula CnH2n, and for alkyne CnH2n minus 2. So these are their general molecular formula. Like we said, this one have single bond and are referred to as saturated hydrocarbon. These have double bond and these have triple bond. These are the initial classification. In terms of pronunciation, we find that this one ends with ANE, this one ends with ENE, and this one ends with YNE. We'll suspend this one for now. Then if you go to aromatic hydrocarbons are those hydrocarbons that contain a special type of ring known as benzene ring. Benzene ring usually is a ring of 6 carbon atoms with 3 alternate double bonds. For example, look at the structure of benzene. Look at the alternate double bonds. I have a bond here, nothing here, a bond here, nothing here, a bond here. So you count it 1, 2, 3. There must be 4 bonds attached to carbon. So this is the structure of benzene. For now, this is the structure of benzene. So benzene is a ring of 6 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with 3 alternate double bonds, 1, 2, 3, and it has a formula C6H6. This is the structure of benzene and is highly unsaturated. Like we said, aromatic hydrocarbon. Apart from this structure of benzene, you can also have different formats which you can write the structure of benzene according to several scientists, which we will discuss later. So for now, this is where we are going to round up this topic. In next class, we'll do more about the chemistry of benzene. We also talk about alkanes, and alkynes, and also naming of organic compounds. Thank you very much for watching this channel. Please, as we always appeal to you, kindly subscribe. God bless you.